Let me tell you a story, because I'm an old historian and I like telling stories. I have a friend who's the executive director of the D-Day Museum in New Orleans. We had a tour of the museum and they have this film, tremendously moving film of Omaha Beach on D-Day. I mean, it was just remarkable. It's obviously stuck with me. They said when we hit that beach, and you know the casualty rate at Omaha Beach was over 90%. They said when we hit that beach, it didn't matter whether you were a private or whether you were a general. It didn't matter whether you were a lieutenant or you were a corporal. We knew we had to get off the beach. I don't want to compare us at all to what happened at D-Day, but we're kind of on the beach. You know, we need to get off the beach. And I can't do it. I can do it. I can get myself off the beach, I suppose, in one sense. But we all need to be together in getting off the beach. It isn't easy to make decisions to lay off people. They are the casualties in this. But if we're going to get off the beach, this is what we have to do. And those of you who remain have to put all of your energy into getting off the beach. You have to move. You can't sit around and say, oh my God, they're all shooting at us. Because they are.
This is such a beautiful piece of land here in the center of San Francisco. It's 2 city blocks. It's on a beautiful hillside. It's fantastically located in terms of public transit. And on top of all of that, there's parking. Right in the middle of this 2-block campus that's ringed with historic buildings, all of which make perfect teaching spaces.
It's kind of like a park. You know, it'd be like if they took Golden Gate Park and they said, you know what, we don't really need a park anymore. We don't make any money in the park, and so we're going to build condominiums and do it overnight. Well, I kind of feel that way about the campus.
In the early 1850s, the city of San Francisco gave $30,000 to the Protestant Orphanage Society to purchase the land, nearly 6 acres in the heart of San Francisco, and to construct an orphanage which was completed in 1854. In 1921, the city of San Francisco closed off thruway access on Waller Street to accommodate the campus, which was then owned by the San Francisco State Normal School, later becoming San Francisco State Teachers College, and eventually San Francisco State University. In the mid-1950s, the property was transferred to the Regents of the University of California, who continued using it for educational purposes. After announcing the closure, UC Regents submitted a proposal to San Francisco's Planning Department seeking to permanently end public use on the campus in order to convert it into condominiums and a retail shopping center. Every person that I talk with says, you know, I took a class there 10 years ago. I took a class there 5 years ago. This campus, so many thousands of San Francisco residents have gone through here as adults, anxious to improve their lives.
Cheers.
Yeah. Cheers.
Well, we should also raise a toast to saying goodbye to this wonderful place that's been a great place to give classes and, you know, to learn and expand our horizons.
If I had known that this was happening, I would have at least tried to have done something about it. But I really, as a student, I was never even informed and wouldn't have known until I came to this class. We have lockers, we have space, we have specific needs, and I don't know where the next place will end up, but to replicate this setting will be difficult.
Folks who want to go back to school and change careers and are looking for some different outlets, this is a perfect opportunity and space to do that, and it's very frustrating as a community member.
All the stuff that you and I take for granted because we probably can read and spell and didn't have too much of a problem in school, but there's kids that had to be taught the extreme basics in a really structured, systematic, multisensory way. That's what all this stuff is. It's all about using visual, auditory, and kinesthetic to learn stuff.
The runaway slaves were called passengers.
Good. Individuals that have more resources available to them have more places that they can go. And it's the individuals that really do need the scholarships and the very liberal sliding scale have fewer resources available in any community. And that's particularly so in San Francisco.
We are the quality institution in the Bay Area. Our prices should be at the top. Now, what that means is the same thing that it means for Land Rover if you're talking about cars, or it means, some of the fine restaurants in San Francisco. What it means is everybody's not going to come. And we have to recognize that.
Here we are with budget deficits in cities, states, nationally, and where do we put our money? We put our money into the military, into the unending war against terror. And we're sacrificing public education, which is in a distressful state now. And university education is the same. It's more and more controlled and run to suit the needs of major corporations, not the needs of people's souls and intellect.
Every time that I walk up to this building, there's this wonderful owl that kind of beckons me. It's the symbol for wisdom and such a beautiful symbol for a school. I've been looking a lot at Jay's photos of Paris. They have such a strong voice that seems to be saying, remember this, remember this. And when the owl's in shadow, it feels more like the Atget photos.
On a dime.
Belongs to Cal Berkeley.
Hey, I'll put it in on,
Retirement fund.
that's right. One thin dime.
People are being laid off, point blank. A lot of people are being laid off.
Push.
It's a tough time. But if you look at the newspapers and you see how many people are being laid off, just the reality of the times.
I want to work here, but I cannot work, and I will lose all my benefits.
It's not just a random bunch of people. They're just not treating the whole extension right, I don't believe.
I've been in this campus about 15 years. The 15 years is a long time. Hey, man.
Hey, man, how are you?
I'm fine. How are you? We need your interview.
Huh? You gonna interview me?
People about how they feel about the closing of 55 Laguna Street.
Oh, terrible. Terrible. I mean, really, I think it's a blast. I'm a member of CLEAR, and CLEAR is the Center for Learning and Retirement. We have about over 300 members.
What class is this?
This is Bridge.
We have an instructor every 2 weeks.
No, we always have an instructor.
Right. Oh.
How you doing? You caught me working again, huh? So how have you been? Oh yeah, it's CLEAR Social. Can I attend too?
How do you feel about this center closing down?
I'm not too happy about it, but that's what happens.
It's typical of a lot of our choices, or maybe even our non-choices.
What do you mean by choices?
Choices in living. So much of it, reflects around money, okay? And they're tempted by money. And probably not just tempted, it's probably something they had to do.
Well, it's 2 square blocks in the middle of the most expensive city in the country, if not one of the most expensive in the world. The amount of money the university could generate by putting it to some other use is genuinely considerable.
This campus belongs to us. It's part of the university, and I support, I pay for the university. I'm a taxpayer. So why is it going into the private domain?
UC Berkeley is giving, taxpayers money, and they are not giving us back nothing to the community.
The whole closure of the center was presented as a fait accompli, and there was no discussion about it whatsoever.
We got an email telling us this is what's going to happen, bottom line.
Nobody communicated with us at all. It just comes, boom, this is what's going to happen.
It's instant gratification, because down the line, the university, the culture, the community are going to suffer without something like an extension and people being able to enrich their lives. In the long run, it's a great, great loss. In the short term, maybe the figures look good. But it's been proven historically over and over and over that cultures that go for the short term don't thrive.
Perhaps this is the reality of continuing education in the 21st century.
Now, or for the past several years, you would really only find yourself on the site if you were attending a class there. With our plan, you'll be able to live there, shop there, dine there, play in the park. We think it's a combination of public and private uses, both indoor and outdoor, that will really transform this campus, which effectively, through its design and use, turned its back on the neighborhood. And our plan, we think, will open it up and make it a very publicly accessible, usable, interactive site that can be used by the public as well as the residents who live there 365 days a year.
Why is the San Francisco Center closing?
The most basic reason is it's too expensive to maintain, to keep open.
Well, I've been told that the structures don't meet ADA, and that's true. There's areas in the buildings here that disabled people can't get to on their own. And then I've also been told that the buildings aren't up to earthquake standards. Down here, you have to have 2 exits, and there's only 1 exit actually out of here. And this would be the 2nd exit.
So how much would it cost to put a ramp here? I mean, are there creative solutions to some of this ADA stuff?
Sure.
I think there's more to it than the cost of seismic retrofits and the need to upgrade to make it ADA compliant. Those issues have been used to create a bit of a smokescreen and to kind of shut down any debate or discussion around the issue.
For the amount of work that's been put into the building and the site here, you'd have a completely new refurnished building. We were about that close to finishing it when all this came up.
Yeah, we painted and cleaned it up a little bit.
They paint every 6 months. Tell me how many times do you paint your house? We lowered the ceilings. Okay, you have these beautiful high ceilings, we lowered them. We put new lights, we painted all the rooms, we changed the doors, we put carpet. It's like buying a car instead of fixing the engine. You spend money, painting it and, putting cushions and cover for your wheel. That's what we did.
We took a facility that was, now 100 years old roughly, and we made do with it. No matter how much we liked the structure, it was still an older structure. If we can go out and lease now brand new space in which the landlords will make tenant improvements that really meet our needs, I think we're going to be able to serve the people of San Francisco better, and that's really our mission.
This building here has been here for almost a century. It's older than me, it's older than you. And here we're just going to close it and turn it into condominiums or whatever. It's very sad.
Many employees are being laid off over the holidays. What do you have to say to those families?
No one's being laid off during the holidays that I'm aware of. No one is losing their job during the holiday season, which is what a layoff is. You're receiving notice.
Chris what? Well, obviously there is no Christmas. It's all the preparations are cancelled or suspended. And of course, my 2.5-year-old kid, you cannot tell him there's no Christmas. I've been very reluctant to put up a Christmas tree or to decorate the house. And they're eager, asking me, Daddy, when are we going to do that? I tell them, not this year.
We're going to go out there today. We're going to ask some questions. Hopefully we'll get some answers. We'll get a commitment from the dean is what we want. We want him to commit to say, hey, well, I'll do whatever it takes to get you guys into positions.
So you've got your Billy Club ready there, Kim?
Yeah, it's right here. Just in case, maybe I will use it on...
Why would you want to use that?
Hey, you hold it. I can... To show that I'm angry. Let him see the picture. To show that I don't have a job. And I have mouths to feed. And I have bills to pay. You know? And I'm sure they can make it much better and easier than they are making it now. So that's why I'm angry.
What brings you here today?
For some answers.
You think you're going to get them?
No. I think this will just be another exercise in showing up and getting nothing.
For amusement mostly.
You got the axe.
Because I got the axe. And I'm close enough to spit if I want, so.
What do you expect from the dean today?
Obfuscation.
What does that mean?
Well, not really telling us anything, just kind of clouding the waters even more.
Lack of work, I guess.
Why lack of work?
Because there's no work in there, because Berkeley threw us out on the street. Go ahead.
Can I talk outside for a sec?
I'd like to ask you not to film people, because you need to ask people for permission to be
People have
filmed.
already given me permission to be filmed. And the dean, I interviewed with the dean last week.
Right, but you're filming me at this moment, and you haven't asked me for permission to film me.
I mean, is there some reason why I shouldn't film?
Yeah, because it impinges on people's privacy.
Can we ask people if it bothers them, if they feel offended?
You have to get a release from every single individual person. It's not appropriate, Eliza, so please turn it off.
I heard you ask if it was okay to, put it to people whether or not they feel comfortable with it. What did she say to that?
She said that the dean did not give me permission, even though he was filmed 2 weeks ago in an interview.
Eliza, is that turned off?
Is there a reason why it should be turned off?
Yeah, there is. I don't care if you record my answers, but I don't want anybody to be intimidated by being taped and stopped from asking questions that they might ask. All right, as I said, this is your meeting. Again, you know the official announcements, you know all of this. So, as always, if you have questions, anyone, let's start and see where we go with this.
Yes, I'm a custodian. The first question is, the extension will close by December. Yeah, then we will be laid off. So, but we know the big opening in UC San Francisco.
Now,
So,
help me.
If I
Jose-
could,
yeah.
Angel, currently there's 45 positions open at the UCSF Medical Center Mission Bay. They're open arms willing to help in our situation.
Okay.
But what they're telling us is that they've yet to be contacted by the extension regarding these positions.
It's my understanding, and Janet, jump in, that that contact was being handled by Campus HR?
Well, I contacted UCSF HR.
Oh, okay.
Nobody at UCSF has been contacted by UNIX. UNIX has not lifted one finger to help place the custodians. You can't sit and wait for them to go away. And as you know, that their layoff notice becomes effective at the end of December, you place one call and now you're just waiting?
yeah.
No, there needs to be an aggressive effort by UNIX to capture the positions that luckily are becoming available at UCSF. These are real folks losing their jobs, their health care.
You know, Jose, I'm not going to sit here and argue with you in this forum about what I have done and what I have not done, and I'm not going to sit here and argue.
Well, let's just hear who you spoke to, what they said, and we'll confirm that.
No, you won't, Jose. This is being done through the union. We're in Jose, and I don't know his last name.
Martinez, that's me.
Well, I thought you. I'm sorry, Jose. I thought that we were talking to you. You're supposed to be doing something too, as to the best of my knowledge, since
And
your
we
union
are.
represents people.
And
in
we
both-
are. We want the confirmation that you're going to end a subcontract that pays zero benefits and minimum wage, and that you're going to take these folks who've worked, how many years have you been there, Kim? 16 years, and put him where you have a subcontractor at the big building.
Excuse me, if I can interrupt for a minute, and even if I can, I'm going to. This gathering is for extension employees to ask their questions, to have a dialogue with the dean, and I think that this conversation would be more appropriate offline. Okay, so if I could ask you to hold your questions, we can set up a separate meeting.
I'll hold my questions.
Whenever objections are raised, the response is, well, you know, this is just the way of the world. These are the hard realities we face. It doesn't cost anything to treat people with a bit more respect.
Well, last week, so we're getting ready to move things out and leave the pad. This eeriness and this overwhelming sadness, it's like going to a funeral every day I'm here at work.
It's a beautiful building, and I've always felt we were part of it. So it blows away, and so do we, in a manner of speaking.
This is a dead place. Cemetery, I'm just a caretaker. I was so tired of this place being so dirty and trash that they had to clean it. Just, you know, like a dead body. I guess that's what people don't understand at a higher level, is they don't understand that people do care for their jobs. When you take this job, you really didn't take it much for the money as what it stands for. Civility, peace, knowledge. Yeah, we do care for this institution, but again, they killed it. I mean, if we came together, probably wouldn't have, but we let them kill it. It's part of our responsibility, and it's our fault that this place died.
church bells. Now that I can't change anything, your face is like an angel's, and a painting inside my memory, inside my memory.